So currently, there's a high chance you're down miserable on gems. There's a high chance that's happening. Me on my free-to-play account that's the way. It's how it's going. Jazzy over here is like flourishing with his 12k or 1200, 12k imagine. But yes, me on global I have 700. That's how it's going. My JP account is like kind of there. It's like 800ish. I've been saving that one. Skipped a lot of banners also. But currently with it, I summon an Escanor. You summon an Escanor. Most likely, Escanor was just such a good banner. You couldn't have skipped it. Now there's two things releasing in this Fez most likely. First thing that's guaranteed is yes, you're going to be getting Meliodas, and Meliodas' banner is so lucrative for so many people that this is a must summon for, I would say, 80% of the player base, 20% being the whales, the top tier players that most likely summon for these units just for fun or for collection or paid money into the game, a lot of money that we're able to get these units and maybe some high dupes on them. That's you. So most likely in the 80% range where you're like, oh, I just summoned an Escanor. Now there's Meliodas' banner. There's potentially this also. What's going to happen? Today I'll just talk about it, make sure you're aware about it, and just realize that, you know, it's going to be a rough time. It's going to be. Hopefully JP announces that login, stream, whatever, all that stuff. And like in it, we have like some good events and stuff like that to make up for like again, I don't know what happened. What was the whole data for this thing? What was this for? Like, I genuinely don't get why they released it early. Maybe, again, yes, Christmas, I understand that. But like, why? You could have just let it happen the day after Christmas. It was like no problem with it. And like, I don't know. I don't get what that was. But here today, like and subscribe, helps out a ton. Let's jump into it. Let me break it down for you real quick. So first thing, we have the banner. We know Meliodas is coming out. The second thing that most likely is going to release in this festival, most likely, who knows at this point. I keep saying it. I keep telling you, like, dude, prepare. It could happen. Don't get screwed up. This was supposed to release basically 4 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. Last year, it didn't release, okay? In 1 year, it used to be a 6-month thing. In one entire year, they did not bring back the costume discount. What the fudge? Like, literally, this is like the best event possible, and they haven't brought it back. And if they do bring it back right now, it's the worst timing for anybody. There's no way you have gems. There is literally no way you have gems. And this is like the last part of the year that they can bring it back. The only other hyped thing is in February, which that's the global Annie or global Fez. So we have 2 months till then. And if they do it like, what, 1 year and 2 months before bringing it back, and they bring it back for a crappy global Annie, what's the point? Like, what the hell are they doing there, right? So most likely it is Ticket Treasure Shop getting a discount. And this year, so many meta-defining units released, which, what are you gonna do now? Like, you need these units, cosmetics and all of that. So it's gonna really suck that this year, we have the 2 best units releasing potentially. You had Escanor release, the greatest unit of all time probably. You then potentially have Melly being the greatest unit of all time. Even if he isn't, you have the greatest banner of all time. And missing out on that is stupid. Literally just before I talk about the shop, the banner is, if you miss it, it's the dumbest thing you could ever do. Like, look at it again, and this is not like confirmed. People are like saying that it's not, it's confirmed. This is not confirmed. This is me like making what we saw on day 2, which most likely is confirmed. It's just not confirmed. So don't say that it's like confirmed. I saw people like posting this saying like, oh, it's leaked. No, it's not leaked. This is, I made it. It's like, it has the festival text. It's clearly like, I made it. I don't know, but yeah, with it, she is not on the banner confirmed. These ones most likely are, okay? Like, you couldn't. There's no way that people banded it together and like casted enough votes to push somebody up there. Couldn't. There's 6,000. You'd have to make 6,000 alt accounts and then some. So I doubt it, but yes, the end could have swapped out for Margaret. That was like a fight at the end. So who really knows with that one? But overall, the banner itself, seasonal, Ragnarok, regular. Oh my god, this banner is just so spicy, okay? So missing out on this is terrible. But then Costume Shop, that's there too. And with it, you had Light Liz released this year. You had Freya released this year. You had Essarosa. You had Mono, which is pretty good. If you're running Demon Team, you gotta re-accessorize your Demon Team. If you have Merlin, you gotta go and accessorize Merlin. Cusack, I don't think anybody summoned for that, but if you did, hey, you gotta go and accessorize him. Tarmiel, potentially that too. Yorm if you want PvP, or PvE rather, sorry. You have Deanne, if you want Deanne, you have to do that too. There are so many good units that released this year that when they're on discount, you might need to go and jump in and like, you know, pick them up. There's literally, this year had like some of the best units. And no, for everyone asking me, Escanor will not, if they do it like they did last year and the year before, Escanor will not be on the discount. He is a unit that just released. They can't happen. They don't let it. If you think about it, Cusack also might not be, you know, on the discount. That could happen. So keep that in mind also. These characters obviously will. Trillion Meliodas, he's released 1 year ago, but he has not gotten a freaking discount in 1 year. He still hasn't gotten his discount, so this has to go on discount, and most likely you have to buy it, because again, he's just the best unit. Still, till this day, he's the best unit, unless Purgatory Meliodas releases and breaks the game even more than Trillion Meliodas did. Then that switches, which I don't know if they can do that. I don't know if they can make a unit better than Trillion Meliodas. That's very hard to do. Then again, they did make Escanor, so who knows? Who knows? But, you know, Festival King, if you recently pulled him, that has to happen. Again, this Merlin, which is the Summer Merlin. Magelda, if you look any of these costumes there. Ragnarok, Deanne here. Again, Brunhild for the new Brunhild or the old one, depending on what you want. If you're building Gother, Hijack Gother also. Cusack, Margaret. If you're building Goddess team, you need to go and associate all those things with that. If you're building Human team, go and level up Human team. Building Sigurd for whatever reason. You're building Chandler, you're building Zeldris or anything like that. There are so many different teams. Fez Merlin, like Ominous Zeldris, they're Assault Melee. Nah. You can't. Give up Assault Melee. His time is over. Escanor, the one, his time is over too. But everyone else, there's a lot of units here, right? So there's a lot that you have to, or potentially have to, invest into. So save some gems aside and just be ready for that also. But the banner itself, both are really good things. So I think that just it breaks down or boils down to be like, oh, how is Melly? If Melly's broken and saying like he's that unit you need, you can't miss him. If you miss out on Melly, you won't get him ever guaranteed. You were guaranteed to get a costume sale most likely again soon or in a year, but you're never guaranteed to get him again if you keep failing on banners. And if he is a dark unit, what happens then, right? So that's really what it boils down to being like, you know, Melly's banner is going to be the priority. If you have extra gems though, you're more than welcome to jump in. Remember though that there's a high chance, all right? You might see a new demonic beast. Maybe they do like that new thing that was leaked a while ago. A new relic material, new something. We haven't had Ragnarok in decades. If they choose to go and screw us completely, and January is a Ragnarok update, which most likely it is, oh, it's going to be terrible. Frey is in that update. You have all of that. So we're just back-to-back screwed here if you look at it. But again, associated to the 300 gems, the 200 gem login we potentially get, and all the other Christmas stuff that dropped and all the other final boss and just Labyrinth content, potentially you'll be in a good position if you save and do all of that. But with costume sale and Melly's banner kind of weighing in, don't try to go that second rotation. I'll hop back to the banner and show it to you. And then again, Escanor's banner too. Even that banner, don't do that second rotation, that third rotation, that fourth, whatever you're on. This one too, maybe jumping to that second rotation isn't the greatest idea in comparison to going into Sacred Treasure Shop. So there's all these things you have to outweigh while planning out your Fez. I'm telling you now, this is gonna be very hard. I can't even give you a definitive answer because it just doesn't work. Like theoretically it doesn't work because you have that banner, which in everyone's situation is different. You might not have any of these units. You might not have someone on a seasonal banner in decades, and these all are must-haves for you, right? So there's that, or you haven't bought any of the costumes. Your team is failing on CC. You're losing out every match, and you need CC. Got to go over there. So really, it's a very hard ball game to play here. I would just say whatever you need, all right? If you're failing PvP, go for your team, build that up, and literally stick with that team. Do not switch up, do not do anything. But I would say also, Melly might be a PvE must-have. The banner itself is a PvE must-have. You have your Demonic Beast units if you don't have them. You have really good seasonal units. This for PvE content, this for PvE content, this for PvE content, this also for some PvE content. Yes, it works, calm down. This for a lot of PvE content also. These, you know, PvE, semi, not really, semi. He does work on like the Demonic Beast and stuff like that. And this also just God's Ear carry. This, who knows? But it's like the banner's so good. The Sacred Treasure Shop is on discount. What you want to do, you gotta save for both. That's all you gotta do right now. So with that, hopefully the shop actually does go on discount. If it doesn't, you wait till February, which it might go on discount there. Or it's just a scrapped event. It could be a scrapped event. We've been waiting for it. It might never drop. It really might. So with that, I'll catch you in the next one. Have one stay safe. That's been it for me. Peace out and joy. And yeah. It's gonna be a rough time ahead, boys. Good luck.